sure what happened. I'm really sorry. I have no idea what happened. Let's just restart the timer to talk for 5 minutes. I'm really sorry. I have no idea what happened. The timer is restarted for 5 minutes. I'm really, really sorry for anybody that was here and the connection was lost. I'm really grateful for anyone that had come through on when I first started the live. When I start reading after these 5 minutes, I'll start where I was supposed to, just in case anyone lost connection or didn't hear anything, in case. So back to the beginning, in case anyone missed anything that I said the first time. I am super, super grateful for any of you guys that are here. Hello, Tanir. I'm back. Happy hump day. Thank you for coming back. I am so grateful that you came back. I know that it sucks to lose connection or not be able to hear. You want to be able to see everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I'm very grateful for anyone that came through on the first one and anyone that comes back. Please remember, if you didn't hear it on the first one, if you don't get to see it live, please watch the recap, at least the last 5 minutes, because I have a few shout outs to do. I also have another thing to mention, but I'll wait until I get more people in the room, just because I do want... Hi, Reverie. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm grateful for the comments this weekend. Thank you for checking out any of my videos. I am so grateful for you. Please check out the last 5 minutes, guys. I do have shout outs at the end. I don't want anyone to miss, just in case you might be in there. So please come back to read it. In 3.5 minutes, I will be starting back where we started originally, just in case anyone missed it or I was going out of service. Thank you to my subscribers for even letting me know. I'm super grateful. I could have been reading forever. We could have been here all night till the sun came up, because it's just going down, but we could have been here till the sun came up. So thank you guys. I am so grateful. Every like, every subscribe. A lot of people watched my videos from out there, but you know, the likes don't show that. YouTube analytics will tell you if you go in there and you're trying to get monetized or anything, it'll show you in there. So it also says weekends are the best time to go live. So I hope soon I can catch you guys on a weekend, maybe next month. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for liking. I'm super, super grateful. And I do have a message in the next 5 minutes. So in the next 10 minutes, after I'm reading for 10 minutes, I have a little something to say. And at the very end, I have some shout outs. For now, thank you guys. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday so far. We are halfway through the week, y'all. We are this close to the weekend. I hope the rest of the week is wonderful. We love you so much, Nat. Thank you, Reverie. I love you guys too. I really do think of you guys, and I really do send you guys love and happiness all the time. Because when I do my affirmations and I'm happier, it makes me want to be happier for everybody else. I just want to spread positivity and love as much as I can. I know that there's not enough of it, and everybody needs a little more. Sometimes you just need a little, but everybody needs a little more. So I want to be able to spread some positivity. I love you all so much. You have no idea. I'm so grateful for you guys. Even if you're here for a minute or 5 minutes, I'm grateful for every minute. Every second, I'm grateful for everything. Thank you guys. This is the start of someone creating history, and I am witnessing it. Thank you, Vivi Villegas. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. Hi, Natalie. Hey, Boo. Hi, Cher. This is Cher, Voices Behind the Wall. In my first video, I shouted you out, Cher. I just wanted to say thank you for you. Please check out her page if you like murder mysteries and stuff like that. Voices Behind the Wall. Not to get mixed up with Tanir, Voices of Her, Herr. Check them both out. Please like and subscribe and let her know I sent you guys. All right, let's see how when we start reading. We still have a minute. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Please like, please subscribe. Let me know how you guys are doing. If you ever need someone to talk to, or if you ever need some more good vibes, let me know. I'll send them to you, or I'll pray for you. I also have 2 ears that listen really good. If you ever don't have anybody, or you feel like you don't have anybody, if you know me or if you know any of my videos, you do know someone, and I will listen. Thank you guys. Thank you, Adam, for coming back. I appreciate it. Anyone that comes back from the first one, thank you so much. I'm sorry my connection was crappy. I'm sorry that happened. And I'm so nervous to go live, right? I'm like, I hope nothing goes wrong. I hope I don't stutter. I stutter within like 2 seconds. My internet is bad. Oi. Thank you. I love yours too. Let me sub now. Thank you. Yes, you guys, I'm telling you, we are meant to know each other. There's a reason. There's a reason. It is time. 10 minutes of reading. Come back when I'm done. I have an announcement to make. Just a little something to say. 10 minutes are started. Let's go. Then I said, what's the deal with all these questions? What's going on? You're starting to freak me out. I waited for a response of that weird inquisition. Then he said, I know the place you're talking about. Then I said, what do you mean you know the place? You make it sound like you've been there before. He knew that I was pissed by the look on my face. He said, I'm really sorry, kid. I just had to know more. He said, I didn't want to accept it. Wait, I just had to know more. I said, why did you put me through all this bullshit if you already knew how your son Petey was hurt? He said, I didn't want to accept it. I didn't believe it. Even after I examined his body, I had to be sure. Please pause 1 second. I have to make my friend here. I forgot to do this. All right, cool. Thank you, Cher. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tanir. Thank you, Lala, when you come back. And thank you, Reverie. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you guys. All right, here we go. I said, why did you put me through all this bullshit if you already knew how your son Petey was hurt? He said, I didn't want to accept it. I didn't believe it. Even after I examined his body, I had to be sure. Suddenly, we noticed some people were coming out. He said, we only have a few minutes, not much time. So I'll try to explain to you what this is all about, but I'm pretty sure it's going to blow your mind. But please don't mention a word of this to my wife. Don't say anything to her of what you guys saw. You see, she thinks his wounds are from a fight. I'll have to tell her that he was bitten and clawed. I said, oh my God, Mr. H, your wife doesn't know? He said no, and telling her your story won't help. She won't believe it, but the truth has to be told. Heck, I'm having a hard time believing it myself. He said, I'll tell you a story later when we're alone. Right now, I've got to see why people are leaving. One person said, the doctor told us all to go home. No one is allowed to stay, only immediate family. His wife accompanied the people to the parking lot, and she thanked them for showing their support. He said, let's take advantage of the time we've got. I'll tell you a story, but I might have to cut it short. What I'm about to tell you, most people don't know, but it's been happening here for a few years now. But the legend originated thousands of years ago. It's been kept secret to prevent panic in this town. And to make a long story short, this is nothing new, but there are only a few people that know the story. Some of us know about the aqueduct, or alley too, also the cemetery. They're all part of this allegory. So in a nutshell, we've gone through this before, though up to now it hasn't happened to any of my kin. Now this godforsaken prophecy is at my door. I don't know what to do or even where to begin. Then I said, wait a minute, this has happened here. Wait a minute, this has happened here? Astonishingly, I asked, when did this happen and to who? He mumbled something strange, but it wasn't clear. I said, speak up a little bit. I can barely hear you. So tell me, when did this sort of thing happen last? Then I noticed he seemed a little uncomfortable. He said, don't worry about it, kid. That's in the past. Besides, I don't want to scare you. I said, that's bull. Just then his wife walked up and he said, what's going on? She told him the doctor said that we could stay. We could stay. Then he said, I'm surprised they stayed that long. He asked, what's up with Pete? What did the doctor say? She said, Pete is out of ICU and is now in a room, but the doctor said that he was still in critical condition. He said he's lost a lot of blood due to his wounds. He wants to induce coma, but needs our permission. He said that this is the only other option that we've got with much blood loss. Have noticed that his blood wouldn't. He called in a specialist to examine what he found. And the blood specialist is in town and on his way. So when he arrives, Pete would now be in his care. He said, this doctor is an expert in this kind of case. We have the equipment, but we're not prepared. Mr. H said, what the hell do you expect, rather loudly? Everybody knows this place can't afford the best. If you have no money, they bring you to the county. That's why people call it el hospital de los pobres, hospital of the poor. Finally, he said, let's go inside to be with your son, to be with our son. Then he told me, hey kid, go by the fence and wait. Somewhat confused, she asked, Why? What's he done? He said, I don't want him to hear what I have to say. He said, I want you to listen to me before we go in. I want to tell you what happened to Pete tonight. Mingo told me everything, where they had been. Our son Petey was not in any so-called gang fight. The more he talked, the more distressed she looked. I felt so bad, but there was nothing I could do. To this day, I still remember how her body shook when he lowered the boom and told her the truth. She cried out loud, how could this happen to our Petey? It broke his heart. He couldn't hold it in anymore. Suddenly, she almost fainted, stumbling to her knees. She screamed, Nuestro Padre, ayúdanos, por favor. I watched it all unfold standing there by the fence, but he couldn't hide it from her. She had to be told. Then they held each other, knowing what it meant. She said, Por Dios, ¿cómo puede ser? ¿Estás seguro? Sadly, he said, Estoy seguro. There's no denying. I know what happened. I know where they were. And after a few minutes, a nurse came outside, asking for the parents of the boy that was hurt. Poor Petey. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Then the nurse escorted us into Petey's room. He spoke to a nurse that was checking his vitals. She said the blood specialist would be here soon. What we saw lying there really took us by surprise. Petey was hooked up to all sorts of crazy machines, hoses, tubes, and wires covered his body and face. Mrs. H started crying and said, What does this mean? I thought he looked like an alien from outer space. Suddenly, she stumbled like she was going to faint, but Mr. H caught her and sat her down in a chair. He said, when the doctor gets here, he'll have to explain why they've got my son strapped down everywhere. Then he helped her get up and go over to the bed, and they just stood there looking at their dying son. After a while of looking at him, she said, Is he dead? She started crying. He said, Where is that son of a gun? As he tried to calm his wife, a man quickly walked in, but Mr. H had his back to him as I heard him say, It's about damn time. Where the hell have you been? As he turned around to look at the person's face. They just kind of stood there looking at each other in a moment of silence, which seemed kind of weird. Then suddenly he said, Ralphie, is that you, brother? Oh my God, what in the world are you doing here? The last time I saw you was back in high school. I appreciate it, man, but who told you about Pete? We'll talk about that later. Right now, I'm waiting for this doctor fool. Then Ralphie said, That fool you're waiting on is me. After high school, I was a medic in the Marine Corps. As the nurse handed Ralphie his badge and smock, Ralphie said, I checked on your son earlier before. Mr. H just stood there. I could tell that he was shocked. Then he gave him a hug and introduced his wife. Then Ralphie said, Let's go and get to the matter at hand. I do have to say something here doesn't look right. The police report is wrong from what I understand. The report says that a knife had caused these cuts, but in examining the body of your son, it's not true. If I told them what I thought, they'd say I was nuts. I've seen this before, and I'm sure so have you. Mr. H glanced at his son and sadly nodded yes, as the doctor confirmed the suspicions that they had. He said he'd been clawed and bitten on the chest, and that those particular wounds look really bad. But honestly, what I'm telling you, you already know, so what I'm about to say won't come as a surprise. And as I recollect, this happened a few years ago. I think we all know the outcome of that one night. I wasn't personally involved in that particular case. I was still an assistant, not yet working on my own. But I was very disappointed in the results anyway, because it had happened here, so close to home. Just as Ralphie was going to say the person's name, Mr. H quickly interrupted him and then timidly said, You're upsetting my wife, Doc. Is that why you came? Come on, my son. Come on. My son is still alive, man. He's not dead. Then I noticed that he gave the doc a little wink. He said, And besides, Doc, you're scaring the kid. I was a little confused. I didn't know what to think. Maybe Mr. H didn't notice that I saw what he did. Mr. H just sat there looking at her. Mrs. H just sat there looking at her wounded son. She turned and said, Scaring what kid? Not Minguito. Mr. H shook his head and told her, No sabe, hon. She said, No sabe? ¿Cómo que no? Ay, pobrecito. I understood bits and pieces of Spanish, but that was it. What they were saying didn't make sense to me. Every time they spoke Spanish, I felt like a nitwit. Then they joined Mrs. H as we stood around Petey. We stood by his bed as Ralphie checked his chart while his mom was crying just looking at her son. He said, "Your boy Petey has got a very strong heart," as he pointed out to us the damage that was done. And whatever bit him left something in his blood, whatever bit him left something in his blood. It was undetected by the EMTs that were at the site. Poor Petey. Petey got lit up. 5 minutes. Hi, Jeremiah. Hey, y'all. I'm late, but I made it, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much. Absolutely, share. I'm really grateful. Thank you guys for being here for the first 10 minutes of the reading today. Thank you to anyone who was at the first one, and I apologize for my bad connection. I will work on that for the next time I go live, because I probably won't do it here again since we're getting close to the end of volleyball season. So first, I want to say thank you to everyone. I'm super grateful. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the hearts. I wrote this down because I didn't want to chop it up, okay? So I have just something to mention, just something about me, whether you hear it live or you catch it on the rewatch when it goes live or when it posts probably overnight. It's just something that I wanted to mention for all of my subscribers and for everyone to hear. And then at the end, I have shout outs. So first things first, I'm super grateful for all of you guys, always am, and I'm always thinking of you, and I'm always sending you good vibes. When I started this channel, I just wanted to spread positivity and love to try to make the world a better place. My bio or channel info is still the same from the original day one. I've never changed it. I haven't yet. But I'm Natalie Rubio. It's just me. I'm a real girl. I do real things. This is my real life. I say that to also mention that I'm always respectful until I'm disrespected. So please don't cross me. I'm sweet and I spread a lot of positivity, but don't think about it. Okay. I also say that to say this because I started YouTube again to spread positivity and love. YouTube to me is not a dating app. It's not a dating website. It's not anything like that or a hookup app. And I'm flattered, okay? I really appreciate it. I really do. You have no idea. If I was looking, I would be more interested. But right now, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not interested in downloading any other apps. If you already have my number or we're already talking, this does not pertain to you. This is just for anyone in the future. I'm here just to spread positivity and love. I am generally a happy person, and I want to make everyone else happier. But YouTube is not a dating app for me. So although I'm flattered, I'm not interested or looking for anything serious. Again, if you've already got my number, don't even think about it. This isn't for you. I have been through a lot in my life. A lot. Little bits and pieces that I have said to people, they tell me to write a book about the things that I've been through. I've been through so much shit. Maybe I'll share that with you guys in the future. Who knows? But I say that to say don't judge a book by its cover. The things I've been through, you wouldn't believe. I'm here spreading positivity today. For real. I don't know how I got out of the depression I did, but I did. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful for the people that I found here on YouTube, the people that I love and the people that I follow. A couple of people, Tanir, Voices of Her, please go follow her. Please go check out her videos. You'll find something that resonates, and share at Voices Behind the Wall. I love you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. How much time do we got here? 1 minute and 38 seconds. I know that kind of sounded kind of mean when I was saying, you know, I'm not interested or not looking, but it's just because I don't want to be a bitch to you guys at the end of the day. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm so nice and then I have to be a bitch. I don't even want to get there. So I appreciate it. I'm really flattered. I don't think I'm as pretty as you guys think I am, but I'm grateful for when you do. I'm just not looking for anything serious right now. My daughter's 16. I got to get her to college, and then I got to get her figured out after that. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I don't want to be mean. I swear. I'm just being honest. Don't take it the wrong way. If we've already been talking, this is not for you. This is just for anyone new. Since we reached 400, we reached 450 subscribers. Thank you. Hopefully in May we can hit 500. So that'll be my goal for May. For Tanir, it's going to be Monetize Monday for Tanir. Monetize May for Tanir. Totally, totally valid. Thank you, Reverie. If you're not here in the last 5 minutes, please watch the recap. I appreciate you all. I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm going to start reading soon, so please remember to be kind in the chat. Thank you for joining Natalie's book club, where I talk for 5 minutes and then I read for 10. Please be respectful in the chat, and please send only positivity. If you have nothing nice to say, please keep it to yourself. I appreciate all the people that are here to help me and anyone that's supported me at all. I also had a funny name, right? I might start calling you my lovelies, and my mods are going to be my lovely leaders. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. All right, 5 minutes are up. Next 10 minutes of reading. Let's get into it. He said, your boy Petey, he has got a very strong heart, as pointed out to us the damage that was done. And whatever bit him left something in his blood. It was undetected by the EMTs that were at the site. Probably because your son was covered in mud, so they treated it as a knife wound and not a bite. I can understand that they wanted to get him here fast, and honestly, it's a miracle that your son is still alive. Because the cases like this that I've seen in the past, no one that has been attacked like this has survived. Their blood was infected by a foreign substance. Their wounds were deep but merely superficial. I have been working on an anti-venom ever since, but my research up to now has been unofficial. Mr. H said, Keke, what do you mean by anti-venom? You're saying he was poisoned and there's no cure? So that's in his blood and that it's actually killing him? So what's this I hear about, some new procedure? Ralphie said, yes, it's new. I've had some success, but it was hard to prove. I needed a little more time. The patients grew weak and died of cardiac arrest. Eventually, they all went crazy out of their minds. In recent studies I've done, this is what I found. That the patients live longer in a comatose state, and to fight this infection, we had to slow it down. I just hope in your son's case we're not too late. After a few minutes, Petey began to open his eyes as we all stood by his bedside, somewhat elated. He seemed a little lethargic. The boy looked high. Ralphie said, it's normal. He is heavily sedated. Then Petey looks around to see who was there. He recognized me and said, man, ain't this a trip? His mom was still crying as she combed his hair. She reached over to give him a kiss on his lip. He was a little embarrassed by that, I could tell. Then he said, hey, Mingo, did you see what I saw? I said, it was too dark, man, but I was scared as hell. He said, hey, bring me some stuff so I could draw. Then Ralphie said, I have a pencil and another pad, and I too would like to see what did this to you. But don't do it if it's going to make you feel bad. I said, come on, Petey, that's a drawing, fool. Then Ralphie asked, Mr. H and Mrs. H, what do you think? Mr. H said, I find it hard to believe. I just don't know. Ralphie said, don't get me wrong, but I'm no shrink. He looks normal, but he's in between episodes. Mr. H said, what episodes? What the hell is that, man? Other than his cuts, he seems okay from what I see. Ralphie said, until you see it, you won't understand. I just took it for granted that you would trust me. I can understand your doubt and your hesitation. What you see is this kid growing up in the hood. Trust me, I have the experience and the education. If there's anyone that can help your son, I could. Don't be fooled by these moments of conformity. They don't last long. That's what my studies show. Hallucinatory images soon infiltrate his tranquility. They have a seizure and then go out of control. Petey was drawing away, then he began to shake. I guess it wasn't that noticeable, well, not at first. Ralphie said, excuse me, I've got a call to make. He said, I'm calling for help. He's gonna get worse. Soon more people arrived, and just in the nick of time, because Petey began to violently convulse again. Mr. H said, but a few seconds ago, he was just fine. Then Ralphie said, this is an episode, my dear friend. We all backed away as Petey began to scream. We were horrified at what we were all witnessing. All we heard was, help, it's after me, it's after me. We all were in total shock. We couldn't do a thing. In a split second, things almost got out of hand as the nurses tried their best to hold Petey down. Mrs. H sort of instinctively yelled out at command. Petey kind of paused, and then he looked around. Nurses held him as he was given another sedative, as I noticed that the pad of paper fell to the floor. Ralphie said one more like that and he might not live. Then we saw what Petey drew, and it was pure horror. Mr. H was still in shock. He didn't know what to say. Ralphie said, if anything can be done, it's up to you. But we have to act now, and I do mean right away. And without your consent, there's nothing I can do. He too noticed the image that Pete had sketched. He said, I know of this old shaman that can help. Though some of his methods seem far-fetched, he's had great success. I often use him myself. That old priest told me this story many years ago of a creature that's existed since the age of time. But this ancient story of a creature you also know, Mr. H said. I know Mr. Kim. He's a friend of mine. Ralphie said, that's right. We all grew up with Mr. Kim. He used to live in a big house surrounded by trees. We used to go into his yard and make fun of him. Man, we had us some good times. You know, Pete? In fact, we used to work together a lot in the past. He's very wise, but he's very weird too, I have to say. It's amazing how the years have gone by so fast. Sometimes it seems like it was only yesterday. All of the years that I've been doing this, I have seen so many images of this evil creature. I still can't figure it out. I still don't know what it is. He said, make sure to look at all his books of the pictures. I can go on and on of how much he has taught me. We've had a lot of good times and also some bad. I study mostly medicine, and he's a master at history. I could tell you stories of the adventures we've had. But right now, saving your son is my only concern, and the sedatives alone will only last for so long. And there is one thing conclusive that I've learned. Once the infection reaches the brain, they're gone. This procedure offers hope. We should at least try. Honestly, right now we really have nothing to lose. If we wait and do nothing, your son will soon die. I hate to be so insensitive, but you have to choose. Mr. H said, let's stop wasting time and get on with it, and tomorrow we'll take a trip to visit the old priest. To be honest with you, I'm tired of all this shit. I want this story to end here. I want to kill the beast. Ralphie's staff quickly started making preparations as he explained what was to be expected ahead. His body and mind will encounter total liberation, and in this comatose state, your son will look dead. Machines and monitors will now keep him alive. They will slow his bodily functions almost to a halt. This is the only chance he has if he is to survive. This in turn will slow the infection down to a crawl. He said, prepare yourselves for what is to come, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But I want you to say goodbye now to your son, just in case we were to fail in this monumental task. We better not fail, I know that. Mr. and Mrs. H requested for a few minutes alone. Then while they held their son, they began to pray. He said, Lord, if it be your will, then take him home. But if not, I thank you for allowing my son to stay. They gave their son kisses as they said goodbye. He said, I love you, son. I'll be seeing you soon. I too said farewell to my friend as I started to cry. Then Ralphie entered as we had to leave the room. Ralphie handed Mr. H something before we left. It was insurance information that he would need. I wanted to get outside so I could catch my breath. My friend was dying, and I didn't want to believe. As Mr. H was driving home, this was what he said. Listen, kid, people are going to ask what you saw. Just tell them that Petey's hurt bad, but not dead. And if they ask, just say that he was attacked by dogs. I perfectly understood what he was trying to say. Questions would just add to his pain and sorrow. As he dropped me off, he asked, Kid, are you okay? I said, yes. And then he said, all right, see you tomorrow. I went straight to sleep when I finally got home, hoping that when I awoke that I had had a bad dream. All I could think about was Petey being there alone, and all I could almost hear was his terrifying screams. I abruptly woke up the next morning in a cold sweat. maybe because I dreamt about my dying friend. As I came to my senses and felt the bed was all wet, then I said, oh no, my little brother peed the bed again. After taking a shower, I heard voices in the kitchen. When I got there, I told my mom that Tony peed. She got up, went to his room, and started bitching. Then she said, a good nalgada. That's what he needs. Mr. H was in the kitchen. He came to pick me up. He was telling my stepfather all about last night. Then I said, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt. I asked Mr. H, how is Petey doing, sir? Is he all right? He said, I don't know. I'll find out here in a little bit. I was just telling your father about what went on. I told him that you guys had nothing to do with it, and Petey wasn't in a gang fight. The reports were all wrong. Petey! 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 Saludos desde Acapulco, México. Muchas gracias por andar aquí. 1 minuto, 5 minutos. Te quiero mucho. Gracias por a toda la gente que miraron mis videos de Opodepe, Sonora. Ya regresé a Arizona. All right, let's get the 5 minutes on. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the likes. I am so grateful for you guys. Even 1 minute, I am super, super grateful. Thank you guys. Reverie, thank you for being here again. Jeremiah, Adam, Todo, Aluz, thank you, thank you. I still feel kind of bad for my little thing I said earlier, but it's no bad blood, okay? I only say things out of positivity, hope, and love. I care about you guys. I only want the best for you. I wouldn't want you to expect me to become anything because I have too much to focus on. So thank you. I'm grateful for it. But I'm not looking for a relationship at this time. All right. Happy hump day, everybody. I hope you guys have had an amazing first half of your week. We're this close to the weekend. Let me know what your plans are this weekend so I can send you guys some amazing, happy, loving, wonderful vibes. I am going to read another time before I do my shout outs at the end. No, don't feel bad at all. Boundaries are important and you do so much for us, so it's absolutely okay. Thank you, Reverie. I'm so grateful for that. I really appreciate it because I'm nervous to say it. You know, like I said, I don't want to be a bitch to you guys because you don't deserve that. So I just feel like if I say it and I set boundaries, then it'll be okay for the future. So thank you for validating how I feel. You are so wonderful. You have the best edits. So I told my nephew about you, right? I was like, yo, this girl, she's got the best edits. Check it out. So then we were stuck watching your videos for like half an hour, your shorts. And then he went, my nephew is 12, and he went and he tried to make some videos and he's doing good. He's doing good. But he obviously took some of your advice and stuff or looked at your edits and gave them some creativity. But you do some bomb edits, girl. Every time it comes up, I'm like, yes, she's killing it. She's killing it. You motivate me, so that's cool. And you motivate my 12-year-old nephew. So he was doing sports stuff because he's a boy, you know. So amazing. Yes, because you are so amazing. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hearts, and thank you for anyone that's, whether you're here for 1 minute, 5 minutes, whether you stop in for a second or not, I'm grateful anyway. Whether you watch my 15-second videos for 5 seconds or for the full 15 seconds, I'm really grateful. You guys have no idea. I missed you guys when I was in Mexico, especially because the internet was trash. I mean, okay, wait. We're lucky we had internet, right? This town is 8 hours away. You drive 6 hours until you get to a dirt road, and then you drive 2 hours in the dirt road in the middle of the mountains to get to that town. So service is nothing. Thank you, Tanir. Thank you, Reverie. Thank you for the hearts, and thank you for the likes. So it was okay getting some of my shorts up when I was at the house, but as soon as you leave the house, literally, as soon as you leave, imagine walking out front and you walk to the sidewalk, no internet. So all my videos were taking so long to post. So then it made me feel like, why even record all of it if I can't even get these 20-minute videos to post? And I know some of those are long. So whether you watch a couple minutes, I rewatched some of them so you guys could hear the shout outs, so you guys could hear me say, thank you guys, I'm grateful for you guys. At least hear that. If you hear any of my videos, at least know that I was thinking of you guys while I was out there, and I was sending you guys good vibes the entire time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't feel bad. We all have boundaries. 100, 100, 100. Boundaries are definitely important. I have a psychiatric results appointment on Friday. Hope it all goes good. It will all go good. Continue to have hope. I am sending you loving, happy, wonderful vibes. It will go good. I promise you that. Stay positive. Stay positive. The more positive you stay, the more positive everything will be. I am a testament to that. I've proved myself that. Sometimes if you like stub your toe and then the rest of your day is just crappy, you got to stop yourself before you get too far. Before your whole day is ruined, just stop yourself. Take a deep breath and restart. One little moment doesn't define your whole day. You can turn it around. I promise. And everyone deserves to have great days all the time. We should be happier more than we're sad or mad. Make it a point. I try to send you guys happy vibes all the time. All right, we are going to read for another 10 minutes, and then I do have shout outs in my last 5 minutes of talking. So let's read for 10 more minutes and then come back for my shout outs. All right. He said, I don't know. I'll find out here in a little bit. I was just telling your father about what went on. I told him that you guys had nothing to do with it. Petey wasn't in a gang fight. The reports were all wrong. Under my breath, I said, he's not my real father. Then simultaneously, they said, what did you say? I cleared my throat and said, I need some water. Then my stepfather looked at me in a peculiar way. He knew I didn't like him much, but I didn't care. I told him several times and made it very clear. He wanted to say something to me, but didn't dare. He didn't say anything because Mr. H was near. I got a glass of water, but I didn't even take a drink. I thought of my dad and some of the old times we had. I was looking out of the window by the kitchen sink. I often spent a lot of time thinking about my dad. He used to work as a heavy equipment operator. There were all kinds of equipment that he'd use. I liked riding on his lap when we drove the cultivator. He used to say, don't get any mud on your shoes. I was very young back then, about 5 or 6 years old. I remember my dad as a very hardworking family man. One night he went to work and didn't come home. I was 10 then. Now I'm 15. I still don't understand. In the summer months, my dad would work at night because it was too hot to be working during the day. I never went during a full moon. I don't know why. I wanted to go with him, but he would make me stay. He said that he didn't want me staying out too late, and on school nights, I didn't put up much of a fuss. But in the days that I got to go with him were great. I especially liked drinking coffee out of his thermos. He made me feel so special when I went with him. We used to talk a lot while I was sitting on his lap. I was skinny. He started calling me Slim Jim, and he'd always had a piece of jerky under his cap. Remember the day that he brought home a puppy. I remember the day that he brought a puppy home. He told me to take care of it and to give it a name. He said, it'll keep you company when you're alone. No matter where I went, that little puppy also came. How cute. When I went with my dad, the nights went so fast, but without you, he said, the hours went by so slow. And I miss all of the million questions that you ask. Working without you is like watching grass grow. I knew that he was lonely at night, and so was I, but I had a little dog that I could at least talk to. But he had nothing but open fields and all that sky. Then I had an idea. There was something I could do. One night, I decided to put the dog in the back seat along with the small note inside of his old lunchbox. I wrote, this dog is old enough to keep you company and to take good care of my dog, White Socks. It was the start. He'd always asked to take the dog. I always said, all right. I would ask, how's the dog, Dad? He would just smile. And sadly, he took White Socks with him that night. People said that he left because of another woman. He loved my mom, so I find that hard to believe. Some people aren't sure what happened to him. All I know is that my dad is no longer here with me. Finally, after 4 years, my mom remarried again. She said that she was tired of waiting for so long. She married my stepfather, my dad's best friend. I don't know if that's good or bad, or right or wrong. I know his departure left her in a state of shock. People told her that she would be a fool to wait. Then she became angry at him from all of that talk. It's true, there's a thin line between love and hate. I didn't believe it. He just wouldn't leave us like that, and my dad's best friend just happened to be near. You know what they say about feeding a stray cat. One day he came to visit, and the guy is still here. Then Mr. H said, "Stop daydreaming, kid. We got to go. We'll check on Petey on the way to see the priest." I said, "Okay, right after I eat some chorizo con huevos." He said, "Forget it. We'll just get some Mickey D's." Before we left, a friend came walking by up the block. He started to ask a few questions about Petey. Mr. H said, "Come on, kid. We don't have time to talk." I said, "Tell the guys we'll meet later at the apple tree." We went to McDonald's and got a couple of meals, and we ate in the van on the way to the hospital. Then I said, "Mr. H, I can't imagine how you feel. As for me, I'm overwhelmed. It's so unbelievable." He said, "You know, my son talks a lot about you. If he's not saying one thing about you, it's another." He said, "You guys hang out a lot after school, and somehow I wish that you were his brother." The conversation that we had went on for a while. I told him that Petey was like a little brother to me. I told him stories about Petey that made him smile. I guess me talking about his son made him happy. It reminded me of my father and the times that we had. "You're the apple of my eye," was what he used to say. I felt so compelled to ask Mr. H, "You knew my dad. Can you help me understand why he went away?" Suddenly, I could tell he was emotionally touched. He just sat there stunned as I poured out my heart. I said, "Mr. H, I miss my father. I miss him so much. Thinking of why he left us really tears me apart. If anyone knows why my dad left, it would be you. I remember when our families would get together. Along with all the homies at the family barbecues, I still remember your guys' motto, homies forever. Mr. H, why would he leave us and never come back? He was here one day and suddenly gone the next. Not even a goodbye or nothing. He didn't even pack." Crying, I said, "Mr. H, where did he go? What the heck?" At this point, he looked too choked up to speak as he turned away to wipe the tears from his face. He put his hand on my shoulder to comfort me. He broke his silence by saying, "We're at the place." As we walked up, we saw Ralphie smoking outside. Mr. H said, "That's a nasty habit. Why don't you quit?" Ralphie said, "I can't count how many times I've tried. I know they're expensive as hell and smell like shit." As he put the cigarette out, he turned to look at me. He said, "Hey, you were here yesterday, is that right?" I said, "Yes, I came with Mr. H to see my friend Pete. I was with Petey when all this happened last night." Then he introduced himself as Dr. Ralphie Madrid. Then he asked me my name. I said, "Mingo Rubio." Then he blurted out, "This is Domingo Rubio's kid? Oye, ¿sabe el chamaco?" Mr. H said, "No, todavía no." Mr. H noticed that I was listening rather intently. He abruptly told the doc, "Hey man, we'll talk later." Then they suddenly shut up, which kind of bothered me. Their mouths were closed tighter than an alligator. The way the doctor reacted to my name was disturbing. All of a sudden, they spoke Spanish. It was weird. It was the second time I felt Mr. H was hiding something. I thought to myself, what the hell is going on here? I said, "Excuse me, doc. Did you know my dad too?" He hesitated as if he was thinking of what to say. Then I said, "Because I really don't remember you." He timidly said, "Yeah, I knew him back in the day. In fact, we grew up together in the same old street. We moved when my dad got a job in another town. But we always used to hang out at that apple tree. By the way, kid, is that creepy old thing still around?" I said, "Yes, you used to hang out with my dad there?" Hoping somehow it would redirect our conversation. He was trying to change the subject, but I was aware, thus adding to my confusion about his hesitation. Mr. H noticed that I said, Mr. H noticed that and said, "Doc, how's Pete doing?" As we walked into his room, the doctor said, "No change." When we got there, we were like buzzards looming. After a while, I noticed something a little strange. It looked like the wounds on his body were healing. The cuts were closed up, leaving nothing but a scar. It looked like his skin was so dry that it was peeling. And when I touched his skin, it felt leathery and hard. Ralphie said, the lack of fluids makes the skin rough, but my nurses spray water on him every hour or so. We've had to lower his body temperature enough to slow down circulation to decrease blood flow. He went on, then Mr. H said, "That's enough." He said, "Man, you lost me at blood flow decrease. But I am sure glad you know all this medical stuff. But now it's time that we went to visit the priest. And I'd better call to see if that old man is home. I'd hate to drive all the way just to wait for him." He asked Ralphie if he could use his office phone. Ralphie said, "Sure, and say hello for me to Mr. Kim." Then Mr. H told me, "Hey, go wait for me in the van while I go into the doctor's office and make this call. I'll be out in a few minutes, just as soon as I can." I knew that they were going to finish their little talk. I was kind of upset, but I didn't know what to do. I just sat there thinking a lot while I was waiting. I thought to myself, what are they hiding from you? I tried to figure it out, but it was very aggravating. Oh, man. Aggravating is right. I can't believe his mom married the best friend. I'm shocked. Okay. Hi, JC. Welcome to Natalie's Book Club, where I talk for 5 minutes and read for 10 minutes. Right now, we're on currently The Alley by Mingo Rubio Jr., which is my father. Thank you. He said, "I love your hairdo. I'm very grateful." Thank you, Jeremiah. If you were here for my boundaries, that doesn't pertain to you. But all right, we're doing 5 more minutes. We're talking for 5 shout outs at the end. So thank you so much for anyone that is here, whether you were here for 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever. I am super grateful. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. I am super grateful for you guys. Thank you for anyone that watched any of my videos while I was on vacation. I was in the town Opo-Depes, Sonora, which is where my mom is from. They had a population of 346 people in 2000. I know that was 25 years ago, but 346 people. Think about that. Like I said, you drive 6 hours through from Arizona to Mexico, 6 hours on pavement, 2 hours dirt road in the middle of the mountains to get to this place. It is in the middle of nowhere. So nothing there, nothing going on. Tiny people. We go for Semana Santa. It is the Passion of the Christ story. Same pictures that you see. They just play it out live. It's kind of like, and it is a tradition. A lot of people go there from all over the world. Tanir, she's got her own page. We've talked about this. Voices of Her. Please go check her out. She's the Orange Heart Gang. So anyone from Tanir's page or anyone from the Orange Heart Gang, thank you for being here. I'm really grateful you guys came to check out my page. Thank you for the over 450 subscribers. Let's hope to get to 500 in May. Let's hope. Okay. Let's see. Oh, also another thing that I wanted to mention about the town, Opo-Depes, the one my mom was born in that we visit. Father Kino founded the mission there in 1704. A lot of Catholics or religious people know who Father Kino is. So that's how some of the people know the town, from the church that was built there, same one that is in Tucson. So that's another reason why people know of that town. But again, everybody, thank you for joining Natalie's Book Club, where I talk for 5 minutes and I read for 10 minutes. I'm super, super thankful and grateful for you guys. Happy Hump Day. We are this far through the week. Tomorrow is Thankful Thursday. Hi, Yamilet. Yes, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 1990 to be exact. Yeah, I'm a 90s baby. Why? So again, thank you guys for being here. I talk for 5 minutes. I read for 10. Right now we're on my dad's book, The Alley by Mingo Rubio Jr., read by his daughter, Natalie Rubio. Thank you to anyone who saw any of my videos this weekend. Gracias para todos que miraron mis videos de Semana Santa Opodepe. Anyone that's here from there or saw the videos there, thank you, thank you. I am hoping to get to 500 subscribers by May, and I am bringing all of you along. So get ready for the ride, guys. We've got positivity to spread. People need our positivity. For now, until I realize what I would like to call you guys, I'm going to be saying, you know, I say hello everybody, or I'll say hey lovelies, because you guys are my lovelies and I'm sending you love all the time. My mods are my lovely leaders. Okay, so you guys lead the chat when I'm not around. Please stay positive. Yamilet, remember my name? My name is Natalie Rubio. The name of the channel, Natalie Rubio for real. Because I'm just a real girl. This is my real life. This is what I do in real life. This is just me. Like I said earlier, my bio for the channel info is it's just me. This is my real life. This is what I really do. I don't want to change that. I mentioned earlier, I started the channel to spread positivity and love. I don't want to steer from that. I just want to spread kindness, positivity, positive affirmations, happiness. Zanzaki. 2 hours dirt road is rough, girl, and there's edges of the mountains. All right, check out this story, okay? So my uncle, the one, if you guys watched my video, I mentioned my uncle that was in the cemetery. His body was missing for 20 years. When he was younger, he was with my second uncle, and they crashed and fell down a hill. They didn't find them for 3 days. They were lucky to be alive. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the hearts. Lucky to be alive. They're lucky someone found them. My grandpa at the time had everyone head out on their horses, and they ended up being miles away from where they crashed. They just didn't know where to go. They didn't know where to go. When they found my uncle, I think he was about 9 or 10 when it happened, and he was delusional. He had no water, no food. He didn't know nothing. So grateful to God they found him at that time. But that's a scary story from that place too. I'm doing very good, Yamilet. How are you? Thank you guys all for being here. I'm super, super grateful. You have no idea. Before we wrap, I just want to give a couple shout outs, okay? My favorite YouTube people and who to check out. Number 1, Tanir, Voices of Her. She is here. She is one of my lovely leaders. Number 1, please go subscribe. Check out her channel. She has content. Something will resonate with you, I promise. Another, share Voices Behind the Wall. If you like murder mysteries or anything like that, please go check her out. They're super cool people over there. It's nice and fun. It's something to do, especially if you're on YouTube. Why not support and make other people happy? Have you ever thought about writing an autobiography? Let me say something about that after I do my shout outs. These shout outs are in no particular order except for what I just said, okay? Those 2 are the real paid shout outs that I want you to check out. These, I just wrote them down as I thought. Hi, Callie. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the hearts. These are in no particular order, okay? Shout outs to Tanir, Carl in Tennessee, Cher, Stephen Nett, Paul TWC from East Coast, Revs Void, John, Splice 9503, Air Life to You, Ricky Beaver, Jeremiah Johnson, Liv, Lala Chanel, and Lala Denise. Thank you guys. You guys made my trip. All the likes, all the comments, all the love. I loved it, and I love you guys, and you guys are the best. Now, about the autobiography, I was saying, like, don't judge a book by its cover, because you don't know what someone's been through. I have been through so much. You wouldn't believe it. Some of the things I've been through, I recommend getting a therapist if you don't have one. But my therapist said, you should write a book. That's what she told me about everything I've been through. You should write a book. I don't know. Some of the things I've been through, I don't think are for other people to hear. They were just something I needed to go through to grow and to learn. But I might write something, or I might just read. Thank you for joining me for Natalie's Book Club, everybody. Happy hump day. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. You have no idea. I'll figure out what day we go live for next week, but we'll do it again. 5 minutes talking, 10 minutes reading. We'll find out what's going on with Petey and what's up with that shaman. What's that shaman all about? Thank you all for being here. Please remember to go check out Voices of Her and Voices Behind the Wall. I love you all. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And thank you, YouTube.